It is a cold, breezy day in Florida. We are actually headed to Lake Toho, but beforehand, I need some baits, dude. So we're gonna swing by. This is Lake and Trail USA, dude. The owner of actually Net Bait, Halo, Bait Fuel, all those things actually owns this place, dude. It's an epic shop in Lake Okeechobee, so we're gonna jump in here. We need a couple chatterbaits and a couple other things, so we're gonna grab some things and then get on the road. Let's see if we can find what we need. They have a ton of stuff in this store. We did a walkthrough like a year ago, dude. But it is probably one of the most like stocked bait shops. Other than my buddy in 44 Tackle up in Inverness, dude. They have practically everything. Here's what we're looking for though. So I need some jackhammers. A lot of times in Florida, you sort of juggle between like a lighter shad colored jackhammer and a dark one. And I don't have any darker colored stuff, which really do a good job mimicking the brim. So we're gonna grab a couple 1/2 ounce and a couple 3/8. So we're actually gonna grab a couple of these new Evos too. So they're a little more, so $9.99 versus $18.99. They're a little more price point conscious, but they provide a lot of the same kind of features as that jackhammer. And once again, we're gonna grab them in the dark and the black, blue, and 3/8 and a half, just to kind of mimic those brim. I got some lighter colored stuff, some more shady kind of stuff, but I just need those dark ones just in case that's what they're on. This is Robert. Robert owns Lake and Trail, where we are right here, and American Bait Works, dude. So last thing we need, and I probably should have some, since, you know, I always have a ton of gambler stuff, but I don't. Last time we were on Toho, we actually caught a bunch of fish. Oh, let's zoom. Here we go. Dude, a classic down here in Florida is a black blue tip kind of stick bait. And this guy, let's see, the Fat Ace, this guy. A Fat Ace in JB Blue. It's like a purple violet with like a blue tip. Absolutely stellar out there, dude. So we're gonna grab a couple bags of these because especially if they're spawning or like roaming around in the grass, this is going to kill it. All right, that's enough spending money though. We need to GTFO, get out here, get on the road, and get up to Orlando. Fuck, you getting warm? You getting warm out, bro. Oh, Richardson's Fish Camp. We finally made it. So we made it to Toho. We're actually at Richardson's Fish Camp, dude, and I got myself a shack. I love Richardson's, man. It might not be fancy, but it's dirt cheap, and the best part is right over there they got their own boat ramp, so I don't have to compete with guys for boat ramp parking spots, have a bunch of traffic at the ramp. It's super easy. I can get up, drop in, and ride out. Well, what we're gonna do is my buddy's actually gonna fish a lot of derbies out here this year, so I wanted to kind of approach this like a tournament and do some pre-fishing. So I kind of broke down the lake in two different ways. So one, you guys probably saw in an earlier video, fishing an offshore hydrilla. There's a lot of grass. This lake is chock full of it. That means bass. They will spawn out there, they will swim out there, they will eat out there. So I want to try to identify some spots, maybe hard spots, shell spots, and some baits, chatterbait, swim bait, you know, dragging a worm, Carolina rig, light Carolina rig. Want to identify some approaches and techniques we can use to catch them in some of that offshore grass. But then the wild card is it's been warming up down here, and that means one thing in Florida. When you get kind of a swing of a few days of warmth with sunlight, dude, it means the spawn. So we can't kind of leave out some of that shallow stuff, so we're gonna go look up shallow as well, see if we can poke around, see if they're moving up to bed, and try to put something together and have a good time of it. I'll see you in the morning. Get sparses out, and then it on the tip on the other end. That's the trick. Dude, they'll go down to it, and then they'll rise 2 foot off the bottom and just stay there. All right, I'll see you down there. I'm gonna freaking flip through this, and then got one. That is the first fish of the day at 1 o'clock, boys. Wow, that was a lot of work. That was a lot of work. On the old jerkster. Look how long these hooks are really sharp. Nice little 2.5 pounder. Dude, that is the first fish of the day. That's pretty rough. No. Knit, kid. This is gonna suck. Thank you. That's a good one. Dude, he annihilated that spook. Dude, that's like a 6-pounder. When you only catch 2 fish in one day, one of them better be 6 pounds, boys. You gonna stay on there and come on out? Oh my God, did he crush that thing? That's what happens when they don't eat all day. Dude, that might be bigger than 6. We might need to grab this guy. That is a great freaking big one. Look at both. Dude. That's a freaking grown one. No, stop. Bro. I'm curious what you weigh. You're gonna be disappointed in me, but that was day 1. I actually haven't had this bad of a day in Florida in like years. I have nothing to say for myself. I sucked. They weren't biting very good. Somebody caught them, I'm sure. But dude, I threw a jerkbait, a Carolina rig, a Texas rig worm, a freaking chatterbait, a Bass Mafia swim bait. The thing is, an active target is so important with this stuff, is I could actually see them following like that jerkbait and the Carolina rig and the swim bait, and they weren't committing. And that's no excuse. You got to figure out how to catch them. Even through a wacky rig, bro, in Florida. And I have no idea. Like, they weren't biting. I can say that much. It's my fault for not figuring them out, but they were not biting. But we caught one great big freaking 8-pounder, which makes 0 sense on a damn spook, dude. One on a jerkbait, one on a spook. I got one more day tomorrow to figure this out. I can see them in this offshore grass. I saw absolutely nothing shallow. We went and flipped mats. We dragged a worm. So I got one more day to kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together.